So if everybody here is familiar with Karmelo Anthony, all I'm going to ask is that y'all respect the opinions of everybody that's in here and how they feel about this case. That's all I'm going to ask. Everybody's going to have a difference of opinions. Just respect it, okay? Y'all ready? One second. So first and foremost, I'm going to read to y'all what happened with this situation and then go from there. So y'all, on April 2nd, 2025, just last year, a kid named Austin Metcalf, a white 17-year-old student at Memorial High School, was unalived by Karmelo Anthony, a black Centennial High School student at the same age, while attending a school track meet in Frisco, Texas. Anthony stabbed Metcalf after an altercation, and Metcalf died of his injuries. Anthony surrendered himself to authorities soon after the stabbing and was charged with unalivement. He pled not guilty, asserting self-defense. Yesterday, Anthony was found guilty of the M-word at trial and was sentenced to 35 years in prison by the jury. Okay, this is what took place. So, the whole thing was supposed to be, I guess the fight in court was supposed to be that this was a self-defense situation. Okay. A self-defense claim require admitting to an intentional act that you believe was justified. Karmelo entered a team tent uninvited. I guess this is why this didn't work out in court. He entered a team tent uninvited, escalated an argument verbally, and then stabbed another teenager over a push. A jury was never, I guess they're thinking like a jury was never going to think that the unaliving was justified. Mama says she heard he was invited. They filed an appeal. The judge and other family are close friends. I did hear that. All right, y'all. What's y'all's opinion on this panel?
He's gonna get to appeal it and win it. Then you know the judge and the DA is friends with the damn Metcalf folks and shit. He's gonna
Needs
win
to be tried outside of this city.
Yep.
It's gotta be.
I agree with that. I mean, 9 times out of 10, if the appeal approve, it will be tried outside the city, won't it? When they move it or they have the request for that.
I think it'll be moved. Yeah, it definitely needs a change of venue.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Nothing, bye-bye. Camille said,
jumped by 4 of the boys. And can y'all come up and join the panel? You got misbehaving, said the sentence was excessive, but he did unalive someone. Can you come up and tell me what would you do if you was in that situation?
also, Camille said he should have been charged. Camille said he should have been charged with involuntary manslaughter, not first-degree murder. So
I would like to hear y'all opinion verbally instead of typing in the
I want to
comments.
give my opinion, but I hate to give my opinion first, and then everybody just
give it
goes.
lies. Give it lies.
But I want to, but please just don't. Okay, we got somebody who's coming up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I never come up on panels, but I wanted to come put my input in this.
Thank you.
Because Texas is a stand your ground state,
Mm-hmm.
under the law, he had no duty to retreat. He did not provoke the incident. Therefore, he had no duty to retreat, and under law, he had every right to protect himself. That includes what he did. The jury was unfair and unbiased, and I don't think that he had decent representation
Mm-hmm.
because they should have offered to select a new jury.
Biased and unfair because you said unfair
She
and
meant she
unbiased.
meant bias. Yeah, that they were biased.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I
got
said that in the comments. I said he didn't have any of his peers on the jury. That was unfair. You didn't read my comments?
being that you want
The
to
jury was an Asian lady, two Asian people, and all white tea. That's unfair.
Kanisha.
Hey y'all, hey HB. I just wanted to speak to the fact that like what the county it happened in, which is Collin County. I'm local here in the DFW, and it's unfortunate, but it is not surprising. Like that poor boy had no chance. Like as far as like getting a fair trial in Collin County, it's a predominantly YT area, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah. All right. So then there's me. Based on what I know regarding this and his argument, which was going to be self-defense, you have to take a lot of things into consideration. Okay. Why his only fight was self-defense, and I'm going to explain to y'all why it probably didn't work. The victim was unarmed. You can still be unarmed and still be a threat to somebody. You can, especially if you're being jumped on, which I think has been alleged. Somebody strikes you and you feel like they have the advantage over you, etc. But the victim was unarmed. So at that point, they look at them at the same age, about the same size. Not that big of a threat. They're looking at a situation
Oh, they
where,
didn't couldn't possibly look at them at the same side. That boy way bigger than Carmelo.
yeah, but the level of force, even if somebody shove you, confront you, the law still generally requires you to respond reasonably with the threat that you're facing. Jurors may probably have believed that a fatal stabbing didn't align with that at all. Okay. The witness testimony. Multiple witnesses reported that they testified about the confrontation and argued that the stabbing was an escalation rather than a necessary act of protection. They didn't find it necessary. I don't think that you can tell me what you find necessary for me. Only I can know what I can handle and I can withstand. And that's just like I'm fighting somebody my size. I may not have the breath to do it, but I might be out of breath. Why it look like this could be fair, it may not be for me. You can't determine that. So I don't like that part, but whatever. Questions about who escalated the encounter. The prosecutors argued that Anthony escalated the verbal and physical dispute into a deadly violence. Because if jurors believe you escalated the conflict, a self-defense claim goes out of the window, kind of. The jury didn't believe that the deadly force was necessary. The issue is, in most self-defense cases, is whether the defendant reasonably believed that they were in immediate danger. I don't know who invited him into the tent, but it seemed like they were from two different schools. They're saying that he came in uninvited, and that's what started conflict right there. My thing is, if he was invited into the tent, by who? By who? My next thing is, why did Karmelo automatically possess a knife? Why did he find it necessary to walk around as the young 14-year-old male, not saying that anything justifies anything, why at a track meet did you find it necessary to have a deadly weapon in your
It
possession?
wasn't a knife, cousin. It was one of those things that they clean their cleats with.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
Like
knife.
a pick?
So I don't know, but it's something that they use to clean their cleats out with, and that's what he grabbed.
Yeah, like a
So any
pit.
one of them could have had that. It wasn't a knife at all.
Got it.
And it was said that he has a friend that attended the same school that invited him under the tent. I don't know if it was due to like the weather or something
Yes,
like that.
yeah, it was
It was
raining. It
due to
was
the
raining.
weather. It was
Their
raining.
school didn't have a tent. That school did, and someone did invite him to come underneath that tent with them.
Plus, they say he was being bullied prior before days before that even happened.
I don't like that. That's a good question, Michelle. Did that friend testify for him? The one that invited him into the tent?
I don't think so. I think everybody that testified was the ones that was on that boy
They
side.
said he was suspended a week prior for having that same device that unallowed that boy.
That can't be true because when the prosecutor, the police officer, he said the width of the length of the blade was not illegal.
Hmm. So, do anybody think justice has been served? Hey, Nurse Till,
Nope,
welcome.
No, I do not.
no,
I feel like it's
Hey,
because
good
unfair.
morning, y'all.
It's unfair.
Good morning,
if you
Nurse.
compare this to the actual Trayvon Martin case, same thing. Trayvon was unarmed,
Trey,
and like
so
they
hold on,
said,
wait, but
Zimmerman got off.
no, we can't
No,
compare
it's
that to
the
Trayvon. Trayvon was walked down by a grown ass man. He was walked
but it's
down. We
the
can't
same
use
thing.
Trayvon for
But I'm
that now.
saying they basing it on the same thing. It
They
being a stand your
those
ground
both were
state.
kids though, and Trayvon was on his way from a store on his way home.
Yeah,
I'm
We
I
can't
talking
can't
use
about
compare
the
that
Trayvon
because,
actual
Martin though.
okay, so for me,
circumstances.
that's not comparable. An innocent child
Mm-mm.
walking home from school, getting stereotyped by a man to the point where he's literally hunting him like he's fucking prey and taking his life, versus a kid who goes inside of a tent, invited by another school, whoever he's invited by. You get in the tent, you realize they don't want you in the tent, and instead of you just turning around and getting the fuck back out the tent, you remain and y'all conflict escalates and it turns into something kind of crazy. And then it could have been an easy situation where they beat up each other and go about their business, but in this case somebody lost their life. So I'm sorry, I can't compare the
No,
two.
I'm not
Now
saying the actual
what I
incident.
do
I'm
worry
talking.
about though, I do worry that the kid that invited him into the tent lured him into the tent because of whatever reason, I don't know, but yeah.
Hey, HB,
No,
not to interrupt because I have to
I'm
jump
not
down.
saying that the incident itself what happened. I'm saying they're using the same principles on the stand your ground state that they freeze Zimmerman on. That's why I'm saying it's not fair
Okay, I
because
got what you're
he
saying.
had no duty to retreat. That's what they're saying for Zimmerman. He had no duty to retreat. So why does that not work for Carmelo?
Okay, I get what you're saying now. You ain't saying that it's right or wrong. You're just saying that it was the
Right, that's what
same
I'm saying. Why
analysis.
doesn't it work for
Okay,
Carmelo when
right.
it worked for Zimmerman, a grown man who attacked the team?
Good
That's
morning,
a good
everybody.
point.
I can't stay up here long, but I just want to say something a minute. Part of the problem with these trials are that a lot of people that know things don't testify to help people. There's a lot of people that were there that knew things that I bet when we go through the transcripts did not testify to help this young man. I bet you anything, sadly, that just like you said, someone invited him under the tent. It may have been his friend. When we go through transcripts, will that friend have testified and said he invited him there? No. And that's part of the problem with this, that these people that are supposed to be our friends and our
One
peers,
second,
they
let me
don't
back
show
shit
up
up.
for us.
This is why, listen, let me say something else too with our people. When we get emotional and we trying to make something fit a narrative, because you do it on Messy Talk all the time, we can't keep doing that. My understanding this whole time was it was a knife being used. It was a knife being used that was used. Okay. And I know I had not read wrong, but y'all told me, nah, it's the little pick thing that clean out the cleats. That's not true. It was a 5-inch folding knife. It had nothing to do with a cleat cleaner. Like I said. Also, they said it was a rumor that somebody invited him into the tent. That was never proven to be facts. Never was facts that anybody invited him into the tent. The tent was not a closed-in tent, you guys. The tent was an open tent where at any point you can turn around and walk back out the tent if somebody is giving vibes or things like, hey, you can't come up in here at anything. So my thing is this, what, like, y'all, yeah, I know, Dirk, you're confused now. That's the truth. So the knife, the weapon that was presented in court at trial was a 5-inch folded knife. So what y'all said was 3.5 inches, not the one that they have on evidence right here. It was a folding knife. It
Really even matter how many inches was. Somebody can unalive by a butter knife. You know, at the end of the day, it don't really matter how many inches it was. You know.
Hey y'all, good morning everybody.
Good morning.
I just wanted to come up here and like share this case right here. It's very similar, same state, everything. It's Case and Allison. It was a white boy. He got into a fight with I think it was a Mexican, and he stabbed him multiple times. And he got 10 years based on self-defense. Like the exact same case that happened in, I think, 2022.
what was his case regarding?
It was
What's
a
the
fight
name?
between two high schoolers.
Yeah, what's the name you said the first time?
It's Kaysen Allison, Caysen Allison.
Okay. Allison. ALISON.
And he unalived boy Jose Ramirez.
Hey, did you get it? Heartbreaker's Casing Allison.
I did. So the
And he got
difference,
10 years.
Case and Allison case, okay, and the differences between him and the Karmelo Anthony case is what you're trying to figure out.
Like
Right.
it's literally the same thing. Like it was a
So with
plan,
Kaysen,
but this
though,
one, it was
Kaysen didn't get a complete self-defense acquittal. The jury rejected the M word and manslaughter, but they still found him guilty of criminally like negligent homicide. So he was later sentenced to prison. The jury believed some of his evidence supported self-defense, but not enough to completely excuse.
But he only got 10 years though. Like Anthony got 35, and
How old were they?
What helped his situation was that it happened in a school bathroom. The defense argued that Allison was confronted by multiple boys. Evidence showed that Joe Ramirez threw the first punch. Evidence, okay? Evidence. In order for something to be deemed evidence, it has to be actual and factual. Evidence showed that Ramirez threw the first punch. That's the boy who hit him. Allison reportedly suffered injuries. Like in the past, there was like a paper trail or something, including evidence consistent with head injury even after the fact. The defense argued that Allison feared serious bodily harm when the fight escalated. So with all of that, that's why he probably only got 10 years. I'm shocked that he got anything, if you ask me. I don't think he should have even got the 10 with all that shit right there. He should have just got off. That sounds like enough goddamn self-defense for me. So I wouldn't compare that case to this one either. Versus somebody walking under a tent that don't even go to your school, don't have nothing to do with your school, things getting escalated, and instead of you turning around and walking away, because our kids is like that, my child wouldn't have probably turned around and walked away either, just further escalated the situation, probably think, all right, we're gonna have a little stupid fist fight, and it escalated to something worse. I don't think that one's comparable either. I've been seeing a lot of people trying to compare the two. I don't think that one is either.
Tell us how you
wouldn't
think
it be like,
compared.
but Austin did escalate it because he walked up to him.
Big Al said they hate us and our children, and that's why y'all got to tell y'all children that. Y'all got to help y'all children to understand that. Help your children to understand that they a nigga. That's what you need to do. Help your children to understand what fucking color they are before they leave that house. I hate to say it, and I know it sounds insensitive, but our kids can't be walking around here like they some crackers. We're not. You're not going to get the same result. You're not going to get the same grades. You're not going to get the same punishment. You're not going to get a fair trial. You're not going to get it. Talk to your kids. Tell your kids that. I'm telling you the truth. Like, it is what it is. You know, we know they don't care. Help your kids to understand they don't care. Help your kids to understand you're going to face some kids that's not going to look like you. You're going to have to walk the fuck away. Because he probably would have been the case if he had unalived another black child. Walk away. Turn around and walk away.
Go ahead,
So
Camille.
real quick, I want to speak to the friend. There was a friend that called him to that tent. What I think he did was lie, because when he testified, he tried to say, oh, it was weird that he was at that tent, when he actually called him over to that tent. I feel like he didn't tell the truth. And just like
Do we
Michelle
got
said
any
when she
paper
came up
trail of that
here,
or anything?
Michelle said it was a lot of people that witnessed stuff and didn't tell. I feel like if he spoke up and said, yeah, I invited him over here to Austin when he came over, that probably would have alleviated a lot of the, tension and argument
And
that
then it's
happened.
just they
I got a question
confiscated
for you,
everybody's
Tia.
phones when that happened. It's just like teenagers, they record every single thing. Like if something pop off,
Yes,
it's
that was
like
his name,
somebody's gonna be
Eddie.
recording.
I got a question for
I
you,
just
Tia.
came to say,
Mm-hmm.
If it was your, I'm sorry, Pinky, if it was your son, right, and your son was one of the kids that invited him over to the tent, and all this went on, I'm talking about, you see how widespread this is in the media and all of that, and what the young lady from Collins came up here and said about Collins. What would you tell your son to do in the privacy of your own home in regards to this case? What would you encourage your kid to do?
I'm telling my kid to speak up. I don't care. I'm standing 10 toes down. And if somebody got a problem with it, if we going to be blackballed for speaking up, it is what it is. If we got to move because my son did the right thing, then that's what we going to do.
Got it.
I
Morning,
just want to
Elijah.
I'm just
say,
not having it.
good.
I feel like if Eddie spoke up, it probably would have alleviated a lot of tension. And then the defense, because Eddie tried to downplay their friendship, was like, oh, it's somebody I knew. But defense showed pictures of them together and like, no, this is more than, what you saying it is. I feel like he lied.
Good morning, HB. Good morning, everybody. I just want to say that y'all
Morning.
putting a lot of black people morals on YT people, and it don't go like that. All the YT kids that got up there and testified and said, "Oh yeah, he said whatever, whatever." Y'all should know historically, when one YT person accuses us of something, every YT person around is gonna corroborate the story. That's just what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Unlike
I
us, they're going to
hate
stick together.
they gonna sit together. I hate to say it, but what HB said is true. We gotta teach our black kids. Listen, if you going somewhere and you the only black person out, you need to find some other black people to be around. Don't be around all the white people because it's not safe for you. It's not. Unfortunately, they did exactly what they planned to do with this trial before the trial even started. They put out so many lies on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok. They were saying all kind of stuff about the parents, making them look like drug dealers, saying that they embezzled money, saying that they did a GoFundMe to buy a house. They did all of that. And everything that came out about them boys, they tried to dispel it and downplay it. But they did so much, like they do with us all the time, to make us look like we're guilty before we ever even have a trial. So any YT person that dotted that jury was going to have the same image of him. When they see us, they don't see children. They don't see a scared boy. They don't see somebody that could have been bullied. They see a threat. They see the next robber, the next
That's the period.
unaliver. That's
They
all they
know.
see about.
Yeah.
That's all they see from us. And the fact that he had a little bit of hair on his head, they saw a thug, and that's all they see. And I've heard so many accounts from so many people that live in that county of how that county is, of how they operate. We know that. And it's sad. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But I feel like all the black people are coming online and we're comparing this young black boy against all these other YT cases. It's never going to be that. I hate to say it, but it's never going to be that. It's never going to be equal. They never going to treat us the way they treat everybody else. And they did exactly what they set out to do. They made sure that they painted him in a certain light, and they gave the jury everything they wanted to give them, and they got what they got. The only thing I'm glad about is that he did only get 35. So maybe in like 15 years, he can get parole or something. But being a person that's been in prison, I know what the prison system is going to do to that young man. So if he's a good young man as they say he is, he's not going to be the same person anymore. He's not going to be the same person anymore at all. And that's sad. But yeah, they did exactly what YT people been doing to us. And that's, I hate that. But y'all putting our morals on these YT people, and it'll never be that. They're going to lie
So
for
I
each
will
other
say,
every time.
yeah, that's true. let me tell y'all something with these trials. I don't even know why even anybody sits around anticipating these trials. These trials be lost before they take place. The only trials you're going to see niggas beat, baby, is drug dealing trials. And that's because we don't get you back out here and do what we designed for the drug to do anyway. And that's to control the population and unalive off as many people as we can, or get them addicted to whatever we even pushed into the states for y'all to even be able to traffic and sell. I see that's just the case. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. These trials you never have a chance in these cases right here. I don't care how big, I don't care who behind you, because it was some motherfuckers behind Karmelo Anthony's case. I don't care who's behind it. It was some motherfuckers behind Trayvon Martin case. I don't care how big of an influence. I don't care how important you are in the world. They're going to do what they want to do when it comes down to it. You understand what I'm saying? So these trials is never, they're lost before they even take place. Like you just said, they knew exactly what the outcome's going to be or whatever. So that's just it. It was already lost. I mean, and y'all going to be re-upset with the appeal. I hate to say that. Like, it's going to be disappointment all over again. And I was in Net's live yesterday and she was crying because this white man made this video about the Asian situation, and he said, and we gonna keep taking y'all lives. The man was just cocky on here. We gonna keep taking y'all lives. He said, and y'all gonna march and y'all gonna protest about it for 5 days, and then you gonna forget about it, and then it's gonna happen again and again and again and again. He ain't told not damn lie, and it's fucked up, but no lie was told. And that's just
Who said that? The white man said that?
Yeah, proud. That right there. She was in her live. She was very upset and emotional. It was only her in there, and I came up to see what was wrong with her. And that's what it was about. And he not lying. It's really the hard truth. And that's why I said the problem ain't with them. It's with y'all kids. Talk to your fucking children. I hate to say that. You're going to have to play videos like that for your children. This Karmelo Anthony case, take the fucking phone away. Stop letting your kids watch Squid Games and play Roblox, and make them watch this case. Make them understand this case and Trayvon Martin's case and every other case and the cases to come. Even the one that AJ went to Mississippi in. That little boy got hit with that motherfucking car by that man. He got charged with something with his tag not being updated or something. It did not matter. Make y'all kids watch that shit. Fuck Lion King and the new movie that's finna drop. Make them watch that shit and show them. You see how you don't have a chance. Life ain't fair. This shit ain't fair. But we got to live in it and we got to be here. So while you're here, I'm going to need you to not do these things. You can't be defensive with everybody. Stand for yourself, but standing for yourself sometimes maybe walking away.
Well, if we going by that knowledge that you saying, that mean old boy had every right to be walking around with a knife in his pocket. If we're going by that same knowledge.
You're right.
If a white man coming on live telling y'all he's going to still continue to take y'all kids' life, maybe preach to your kids to take theirs first. Maybe then we'll get some motherfucking balance.
But preach to your kids too that when you take theirs, be ready for yours to be gone too. You got to have your kid. You got to tell your children too. Make a decision now. Make the wise one. I do it every day. I be mad about a lot of things. I carry a 380 with me all day, every day. But before I ever get to a point where I use it, I think, can I sit in prison for the rest of my life? I can't. Can I sit somewhere awaiting the death penalty? I can't. Could I just walk off right now? I can. And I make the better choice, because I want to eat a watermelon tomorrow and I want to wake up and I want to be free. So I just make the better decision. You have to stop and teach your kids, stop and think. We learned that in CAY's elementary school, Bryson. Stop and think. Mm-hmm. I know you probably didn't read the signs around the school when we was at the
read them. Stop and think. That's why I stop and think all the time.
Stop and think about what choice you want to make. Don't act so rapidly. You know what I'm saying? If that baby boy had just walked out that tent and said, you know what? It ain't even worth it. But it seemed like he had a lot of white peers and shit. And what happens, I think Karmelo had a pretty nice upbringing. His people had some bread and shit, lived in a nice subdivision, had a nice upbringing. Them kids right there get lost in the sauce. I'm not trying to be funny. No shade to the people.
I was just going to say that.
Girl, no shade to the people in here, black kids that's living in them nice neighborhoods. And you growing up with them white churn and shit. Y'all get lost in the sauce and y'all forget what fucking color y'all are. You know, my mama know this person, my mama that person. Not when it comes down to some shit like this. It don't matter who the fuck you know.
I was just
them kids in the hood know to leave them white churn alone, bitch.
We not even gonna be over there with them white churn.
Yeah, we not coming over there playing with y'all. We're not. We're
And
not.
it ain't all white folks and it ain't all Asian folks, but a lot of
Right,
them real
but
nasty
most
and real evil and real racist still to this day. So you got to be aware of your surroundings. And you cannot be surrounded with, I feel some type of way if I got nothing but white folks around me. I just do. I don't care how nice and sweet they is. I just always feel some type of way if I'm surrounded by white folks, just completely white folks. I want to see some niggas there too. I want to see some Mexicans there too. Some Indians too.
y'all, can we get the gift card? Can we get some donuts? Everybody grab some donuts.
I don't know about no Mexicans, Bryce. They be switching out on us too.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So Deanna says, gotta take them back to their roots. Send them to the country for the summer. Let me tell you what Bryson did for us from Nurse Dawn's movie thing. He told us to watch Tyler Perry, Joe's Road Trip. That movie is about that message. And if y'all haven't watched it, go watch it. It's funny as hell. Thank y'all for the donuts. It's funny as hell, but the message is loud. And this right here that's going on kind of correlates with it. And if y'all haven't watched it, watch it with your kids. The little boy, I think the Tyler Perry was the dad, right? He was an attorney or something. He had all this motherfucking money, right? They grew up in the suburbs, nice. But he go back to the hood every now and then to Medea house. And they like, the kids can't believe how Medea and them eat and live and everything, just ghetto. And Tyler Perry is with his son. He's like, you can't have him around this, have him around that. He the only black kid at the school, pretty much, that he's in, right? They won't even teach him about his history. They don't even find that necessary. And his Uncle Joe took him on a road trip with him. They went through every racist thing they could go through on the road trip to teach him that lesson and to change him. Sometimes you do have to take your kids back. Don't let them forget. Don't let them forget how you came up. Because a lot of situations like this can be prevented. Y'all have to keep it real with y'all kids. Keep it real. Like, seriously, keep it real.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I definitely agree. I
Like
definitely agree.
situations
Yeah.
like this, I see a lot of parents on TikTok. They on Facebook under posts. They on panels on TikTok. They hosting lives. Bitch, go in that room and talk to your kids. Tell your kids we need a meeting in the living room. Okay, this is what's going on. Let me tell y'all something. You and them Asian souls say thank you still and get your ass up out of there. Call me and get the fuck up out of there. You don't go back. You know what I'm saying? You get into an altercation with them white children. I hate to tell you, walk your ass off.
Or gonna beat their
Report it.
motherfucking ass. Gonna beat
Report
their
it. Turn
motherfucking
your camera
ass.
on. I need you to turn your camera on. When you turn your camera on, demand turn into a Karen or a Baron. Demand that they leave you alone. Please stop harassing me. Please stop hitting me. Please stop doing this. Lie to. Stop doing this. Can you please? You just punched me in the head. Even if they didn't, can you please not punch me in the head again? Tell your children to turn in their cameras and walk away. Don't go in no disclosed places with them or none of that. That's the things y'all need to be having these conversations with them about.
And beat the fuck
Not
out
what
of
kind,
them too.
but
Whoop
instead
And
y'all
don't
planning on getting the new J's that's finna drop for the 4th of July so all y'all can be dressed alike.
don't just carry. Understand the law when you carry and be able to carry, but we don't understand. So then as soon as we get into an altercation, first thing we want to do is pull it out and up it. And you ain't pay attention in that class when they told you got to warn them people 2 times before you up it on them. Because they going to tell
Somebody
you, all
said
right, buddy.
Camille said they chased the 14-year-old. Guess what the 14-year-old had on him though? A
what?
pole. And I ain't gonna lie to you.
But
What happened to him
it
was
don't matter. They
hold
still
on,
just be.
Bryson. Let me finish. What
All right,
happened to
go
him was
ahead.
dead ass wrong. I'm talking about he was so far from being a threat anymore. He was never a threat to begin with. They thought he stole some waters. He didn't. He wasn't a threat at all. But guess what fucked up everything for him? Him having a stick on him. You're
Not
14 and
really.
you have a stick on you. Yes, it is. That's
It
illegal.
ain't
You're
fucking
14
much. They
years
was
with a
gonna
stick
do
on
him.
you.
It
They don't
goes back to
care.
the knowledge that Pink Pony just said. It's
Pink
still set up
Pony.
against us. It wasn't. He was. He was. We don't even got any evidence that he actually had a pole on him. That's
Yes, we
number one.
do.
Just
Yes, we
where?
do. It fell out of his pocket. Yes, it did. The
But the
pole was
thing
It
is,
fell
confiscated
out.
and
It
everything.
fell
Yes,
out of
he
it
his
did.
still
bag
was
when he
running
fell.
away. So that
When he
means
fell, it fell off of him. Yes, because they thought the waters, he had them, they thought he was still in the 2 waters or the 4 waters. He put the waters back. The son noticed he still got this big bulge inside of the hoodie or the jacket or whatever he had going on. And then they realized he got a stick on him. Yes,
right.
they did. They confiscated it. That does not help us either, y'all. When
It
your
don't.
kids walking around with poles, and let me tell you something, the stick that he had on him, it was never intended for no Mexicans, no white folks, no Indians, or no Asians. He was 9 times out of 10, he walking around with that on him to take one of our lives. Somebody that looked just like him. They were the ones you should have been busting at when they was to chasing your ass. You should have turned around and let that shit rip on him. Because if it was a nigga chasing him down, he would have turned around and spin on them. I'm just letting y'all know, like, we don't make it no better.
We
And
don't, but you
he
gotta.
didn't ever present it, but he did have it. And y'all
He
know how it
did.
go.
And then
But y'all know
look
how
how
it go though.
he in between a rock and a hard place. If
We
he
got to be
just
real with
up
our
it on
motherfucking
them
selves, too.
with Pink Pearl's ideology, even if he would have upped it, he would have been in Carmelo Anthony's position right now, facing 35 years. Instead, he's facing hell or heaven. So he's still in between a rock and a hard
Listen,
place.
It's a
right?
lose-lose.
A
Right.
lose lose.
I understand what you're saying. Like me, for instance, I'm just gonna use me as an example. I know that I already have felonies, right? So if
Right.
something happens to me, like if they catch me up on some shit, the first thing they're gonna do is talk about my background. And they're not gonna look back and look at my clemency after the fact and see that I got all my rights restored and all that other stuff. They're not gonna see none of that. All they're gonna do is bring up the fact that I was a felon, right? So for me, now this ain't for nobody else. For me, as a black person that I am, and I want y'all to know, I'm like Umar, little sister, because I believe in black, 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 black. For me, I'm letting you know right now, baby, you're never gonna get the opportunity to send me to Jesus. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be
Right.
judged by 12 and not carried by
I
6
believe in
every
black,
single
black,
time.
black, 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 but black folks need to remember at the end of the day, we still niggas. Okay? Ain't
We
shit
is, we
changed.
is, we
Ain't nothing
is, and I
changed. Okay?
understand that. And I understand that. I understand. Listen, I understand that if I get in a situation where I'm in these people's store and they arguing with me, and I see that they're gonna put up it, or I'm gonna up it, I already know I'm in a rock and a hard place. If I let them up it on me, they're gonna get away because they're gonna say, "Oh, she was this, she was that, she was this, she was that. She don't deserve a fair shot." So, baby, I'm gonna just go ahead and let y'all judge me while I'm in a prison cell.
Right.
But that's not for everybody to do. But understand that's the position that we in. And that's what I'm saying. That's what HB is saying. When we sending our kids out here, y'all want our kids to be able to listen to gang, where all my scamming ass niggas at and all like that. And then they go
Mm-hmm.
out in the world and they do those things. And now y'all want us to look, and now y'all want the world to look at them for the age that they are. Y'all know they don't look at us in that way. They're going to dig up every single thing they can. They're going to go back to when you stole 2 crayons in kindergarten. They're going to go back to your preschool teacher when you bit little Johnny because he didn't share his toy with you. Like, they're going to do all of that on us. They're not going to do that on them. They're going to do that on us. So we got to be cognizant of that in everything that we do. When we move around, we got to understand we getting judged differently. Listen, I go to work every single day. I am the only black person in my entire company. The
Jesus.
only one. That is the most uncomfortable feeling every single day when I come in this bitch. Because I'm the only nigga. So I get judged differently every single fucking day. We got to be cognizant of that, like for real, and understand like who we are. We got to teach our kids to be better. We have to be better because we already got to be better because they're going to judge us. And that's fucked up to say, but that's the actual reality of it.
All I
They're
have to
going to
say
judge us
is that
different.
black people need to start staying true to themselves. Be honest with your motherfucking self. Stop thinking, y'all, I don't even know why the fuck y'all be shocked anymore. I can't believe this. I'm finna protest. You just gonna be out there in that goddamn heat. Stop. What happened to preventative measures? What happened to preventing certain
Mm-hmm.
shit from taking place? What happened to them
Mm-hmm.
conversations in the goddamn house? Because when I was young, you can tell me that my grandma, my family wasn't the most racist people in the whole entire world. They made sure
For real.
they knew we ain't play with no motherfucking white folks. Don't go
I
down
had a
there, no
white
white folks
girl
shit.
once.
Don't go near no white folks. And I used to be like, that's not
Yeah.
fair. Bitch, I get it.
I had a white girlfriend named Amanda. My grandma and uncle made me break up with her, and I cried like for a week because I was so mad. She was like, "You can't fuck around with them white girls. Leave them white girls alone. She gonna get you hemmed up." But shit, I ended up having to break up with her. They ain't play that shit. Go
It
ahead, pretty.
starts in the house. Have a meeting
Nah,
with y'all kids tonight. My homework for the day, Dress, is a meeting with y'all kids. If you need help, call HB and put me on the phone. The number's on the screen. Say, HB, my kids is in the living room. I need you to holler at them. I get them together. Okay. That's just that.
black people want to kumbaya with everybody. That's our problem now. Y'all trying to kumbaya. They ain't trying to kumbaya with us. They trying to use us
Exactly
for
the
what
fuck
we
you need.
good for and throw us away.
Go ahead, pretty Jilly.
Good morning.
Hey.
I just want to say this emotional regulation starts with adults in the home. How can you expect a kid to have some type of emotional regulation? First of all, they're a kid. And second of all, if it's not displayed, and like HB said, if it's not talked about in the home, how you react to certain situations, your kids won't learn these skills. These are skills. On this app, we see every day a bunch of unregulated emotional adults. I'm scared for a lot of people's kids on this app. I see how people act on this app. I see how they crash out over the dumbest words, the smallest words, the most trivial things. People crash out on. Someone said something from behind a keyboard in another state, makes you want to crash out, go fly to see them, pull up and do all these stupid things. So emotional regulation starts from adults, and they are supposed to teach their children those things. So until adults get some type of emotional regulation, we are fucked
Exactly.
as a community, because the things that I see on this app is just ridiculous, and how irritated y'all get from simple words. Someone asked me a couple of days ago, would I be mad if a YT person called me an N word? No, I'll just follow up with the C word. You know, that's it. It doesn't bother me.
Exactly.
I'm not emotionally triggered. It's not going to make me haul off and want to hit you or do, okay, yeah, I'm an N and you a C word. Cool. What else? What's
Good, you a
next?
nasty ass crocker. You burn in
Yep,
the
that
sun. You
or the see
peel. Hair
the see
all
you
out your
next.
ears.
Let
Hair
me tell
on
you
your
something,
toes. Let
Bryce.
it
The see you
stanky
next
motherfucker.
Tuesday. The see you next Tuesday word is gonna send them more than the cracker word. Call them a see you next Tuesday. They're really gonna flip off.
Fat, you
Call
call them fat
trailer
too. They hate
trash.
that. They
Call
can't
them
stand to be
trailer
called
trash or
fat.
something like that. So with that being said, follow up with words, right? Because don't let someone's words trigger you to the point where you could lose your freedom. Don't let someone's word dictate your pace on how you act or react. Like HB said too, I want to wake up tomorrow and eat watermelon or go sit by the beach or enjoy my family. I want to be able to make it back home. And those are the conversations that need to be had with our families. You got to make sure you make it back in this door. Control your emotions. You're the most powerful person in the world, period.
Right, I agree with it. Sometimes you gotta cuss them the fuck out though. Cuss them all the way out. They call you a nigga. I'm proud to be a nigga. But you goddamn bitch, you can't stand in the motherfucking sun for too long. You peeling. You got
Yep.
hair on your back, growing out your ears, on your toes. Bitch, you eat your steaks bloody. You let cats lick catnip off your nipples. We ain't the same. Your kids, they grow up and they goddamn going to schools and pew up them whole motherfuckers. Innocent little kids gone. Grandmas in the grocery stores grown. We not the same. We ain't the motherfucking same.
Use your words. Like you said, if they using their words, use your words. If someone attacks you or puts their hands on you, then those are different stories. And I also hate, I think Pinky covered it. I hate that people, they resort to going to get their pew immediately. Oh, I'm gonna pull this out. Watch it now. Y'all say y'all locked and loaded and y'all got your thing on you every time. That thing could put you away for the rest of your life, depending on how you use it if you don't know the law. Even in a stand your ground state, you gotta know what you're doing. So people that are too trigger happy, that concerns me. All of the things, that means you're too emotional to have a pew. All of these things come down to emotional regulation, period.
In a lot of cases, I don't even feel like a lot of people feel like their life is at risk. They just feel like they have the right to take another person's life, which is you do not have. It should just be your humankind and say, you know what, we getting into it, but I don't want them to lose their life. I don't want
Another
their
thing
kids
is
to be
too,
crying.
teach your children the law. A wise man is a dangerous man. And we're not talking about dangerous with a weapon. To me, all that's stupid. When you know your shit, y'all ever seen videos on TikTok where they done pulled over somebody and them motherfuckers was yelling out them goddamn codes and them laws and them police got the fuck on? Know your shit.
Nope.
Read.
Nope.
That's why they say black people don't read, so hide
Yeah.
everything in the goddamn book and shit. No, open that motherfucker. Read. You ain't gotta read stupid books, but read shit that's gonna protect you and all of that. Teach your kids the law. That's why I said make them pull out them motherfucking cameras. Fuck everybody up at that point. Go ahead and pull out them cameras. As soon as you do the video, send it to your mom, send it to this person, send it to that person. Make sure your kids is visible on their cameras and stuff if there is going to be any type of altercations. You ain't got to worry about a witness, bitch. I'm on camera. You know what I mean?
But
That
you know,
kind
a
of
lot of
thing.
the time, Heartbreaker, a lot of times we don't de-escalate it either. Sometimes we can get
No,
pulled
but that's
over
why I
and we'll
said.
start escalating shit. Like, why you pull? They asking only for our ID. I ain't gotta give you my ID. I ain't gotta give you that. Escalates the shit. You might have a hot-headed ass
Exactly.
cracker ready to pop your ass for anything.
Exactly.
So if they just asking you for your shit, just gonna get it. Now, if they trying to abuse you and attack you, then we can escalate it, get the recording and doing all that other stuff. But a lot of the times I see them, sometimes we escalate that shit. Like sometimes we do. Not, I ain't saying as black folks, I'm saying as just people, civilians in themselves, they escalate that shit sometimes when it don't even got to go that far.
That's because they be seeing these videos on here of people doing that. I don't have to give you my ID, so they be trying to do it too.
Always
It's
taught to comply, and my mom and dad would be like, "We got you. We'll figure it out. Just comply, do what you're supposed to do, and then you gonna be good."
And
Because
sometimes people look at, especially black people, they look at complying or walking away like they're getting punked out or something like that. You are making the bigger decision. Sometimes that is just making a wiser decision. And in this case of Carmelo Anthony, I think he has a trial he has a chance at another trial, but only based on the jury. I don't see anything else that could probably get him. That what they did was, when does she? Hold on, let me cuss my kid out. Cause who the fuck?
And going back to what somebody said about the Sandra Bland case and George Floyd, those are cases that was not escalated. The people that took those folks' lives they were the problem. They were the culprit. And it goes back to Pink Pony's thing too as well. Like she said, sometimes you just gotta be ready.
You call me Pink Pony one more
I mean,
time,
Pink
and we gonna fight.
Pug. Pink Pug.
Pew.
Pink Pug. Oh, Pink Pew. All right, Pink Pew.
Just say
Uh,
Pinky. Just say Pinky, Bryce. Just
Pinky,
say Pinky.
Pinky. And back to like what Pinky was saying. Think about the man. I can't think of his name, but he got that funny name. Who told the police that he had a pew pew in a car with him? He's a registered pew pew, and out of nowhere they pew pewed him when he didn't reach for it or anything. Or Michael Jones, who was walking with his hands up. You know, it's some cases that we still be in a lose-lose situation. So it's just like,
Bryson, it's comments like this. Down the rabbit hole says, "Standing your ground isn't illegal. Carmelo shouldn't be in prison." The problem with this statement, stand your ground isn't illegal. The problem with people that have this one track mind, even with stand your ground, there's rules to it. Okay. Stand your ground doesn't mean you have the right to pew pew someone, or you have the right to use a weapon, or you have the right to use excessive force in a situation that doesn't require it. Learn the rules. Learn the law. You are going to be in the same type of situation if you don't have some type of control or you don't learn the rules and the law. Stand your ground does not mean you have the right to just do what you want to do because you feel like it, because you felt attacked. There are rules set up around it. Don't get confused. That's what they want y'all to be. They want y'all to be confused, very confused.
But okay, so somebody says by the law he had the right to protect himself. He also had a choice to walk away. Y'all understand? It's that little area. I hate that this happened to this young man, and I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair the least bit. But we talking about common sense, because let me tell y'all something. If our children hear those type of statements getting yelled out in their house, he shouldn't be there. They're not gonna think whenever they do something like this, that they're not gonna get the same result. They're not. They're just not. You're gonna have a mama that's gonna have to keep it real and be like, son, you see that? You ain't got no chance with these white folks. You don't have a chance in hell. I don't give a damn what's going on. You don't have a chance. You have to let them know they don't have a chance. So when they go out there in the real world, they know I ain't got a chance. Let me walk away. And you think, oh, I'm walking away, I'm getting punked out. Baby, you gonna lose whether you stay or walk away. You lose in the argument by walking away. If you stay and you fuck him over, you getting fucked over. Or if you stay and he kill you, you just dead. You gonna get fucked over either way. So you better pick the most comfortable option. And that's 9 times out of 10 to walk the fuck away. I do it every day. I do it all the time. I really do.
we just seen a little boy run away. We seen a little boy run away though. We just seen him run away.
With a pole
What if he
on
wouldn't
him?
have ran away? If he wouldn't have ran away, he would have had Carmelo Anthony's fate. So he ran away, and guess
little
what?
boy
Fate
that
he
ran
got?
away
He's
had
no
a
longer
history.
here. He's
The
no
little
longer
boy
here.
that ran away had a history with the store.
It
He had a
don't matter.
history
It
with
wasn't a
the
history
son.
that should have
Hold
took his
on.
life.
He had a history with the store, and he had a history with the son.
They shouldn't have took his life though, Heartbreaker.
They
Just
shouldn't
because he
have.
walked away,
We're
Trayvon
not saying,
Martin walked
let me tell you
away.
something. I'm not justifying anything that happened to either one of these children. What I'm talking about is the preventative measures. Because we can't do shit for Carmelo right now. And we can't do a shit for this young man that lost his life right now. What we can do is save the lives of the youth that are still here by taking preventative measures. We can't, I don't look backwards, y'all. I don't know what to tell you. Like, we can't do nothing about nothing that happened a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, or nothing. But there is some things we can do going forward. It ain't shit we can do about yesterday. Yesterday is yesterday. One finna be gone for 35 years and one gone forever. We can't do nothing about it. Not nothing. But we
So what do
can
you
make a
suggest
difference.
now, though? What do you suggest now?
What do I suggest now is teaching your kids the law. Teaching your kids that walking away is not always losing. Teaching your kids what color they is and what the fuck that means. Teaching your kids that life ain't fair. And if you put yourself in certain situations you may witness other people in, you're not going to get the same outcome. Teaching them the goddamn truth. Telling them the truth. That's why I say teach your kids to do. Teach them to go about your fight can't look like throw your setup and bang it out. Your fight can't look like that. Your fight gonna have to look like take your camera out, scream to the top of your lungs, yell, he's trying to beat me up. I don't give a fuck how dramatic it is. Turn into a Baron. That's what you do. That's your child's fight. If you want your child to come home. That's all I can say to do going forward, because we can't do nothing about them children that's already that they got fucked over. We can't.
Teach your sons it's okay to be a punk to the streets as long as they not being a sissy to a man in prison.
Ms. Dimple said my son asked me if he was called the N-word, what to do, and I explained the right thing. Hey, ain't gonna be the
Told you
last
what
time
to
he
do.
called me.
You call them a
Say
C
it.
word and move
That's
on.
right.
Live
That's
on and
the
fight.
answer.
Didn't they say that in the movie Friday? Didn't they teach us that a long
That's
time ago?
that's right,
Put the
pretty
weapons
Jelly.
down and put
I
the
tell my
hands
kids
up
all
to
the
learn to
time,
fight
don't
another
tell me
day.
shit that happened in
Like
school because I'm doing the most. I'm gonna make sure there's a paper trail.
they taught
That's
us
it.
that in Friday. Put your weapons down and put your hands up. Live to fight another day, not live to go away. Like let's
Stop
start
letting
using
them
our brains. Let's start.
Tinker
Let's start.
stop
said,
letting
Tinker
them
said,
think
so
they
when do
can.
Tinker said, so when do they stand up for themselves? They are standing up for
They
themselves when
are
they walk
standing up for
away.
themselves. They're
They
not
are
losing their
standing up for
life.
themselves when they're turning them cameras on and they're screaming and they're yelling and they're telling the teacher and they're doing the whole thing. They are telling on themselves then. When you say, Mom, I'm about to send you this video. This just happened. Or when you say, hey, I need you to report this to the teacher. Don't send your kids to report shit to them teachers. They're not going to do it the right way. They're not studying that. Kids snitch all day. To have your mama come up there and do it. Mom, stop telling them kids. Well, hit them back or say something back to them. Stop doing that. Because one day you might be called down there so they telling you put your child in the motherfucking bag. Go up there. Call up there. Tell them I ain't playing about my motherfucking child. Talk like that. I ain't playing about my child. I promise you, your child will be one of those kids. They be like, so-and-so mama don't play about him or her. So make sure this, that, and the third. I promise you may only have to do it one time. Just one.
And he go back to them parents too. You know what your kid doing out in them streets. You know they walk around with sticks. You know what that all means. You know what that means, man. You send them up for
Yes.
failure yourself. You send them up to not be here and for you to be
Yeah.
sad saying Lil Bobo,
Mm-hmm.
Lil Ricky, Lil Jojo, Lil P-Ro, Lil Shaquisha ain't here to be 18. Lil Shaquisha would have been married with kids at 29. Lil Shaquisha ain't gonna be here at 40. We ain't never finna see Shaquisha get on Percocets
Why that
cause
man
she
gotta
got
be
a bad
Shaquille?
back.
And why they gotta be on Percocet?
You
You
ain't
know how
got rubber
life
I
give
donuts.
us
was gonna say where
sometimes.
that come from.
You know, life
Thank
gives
you,
us down
prototype.
sometimes. You know?
Can we get the donuts, you guys? Can we get the gift card?
Right?
And
So
black
mama
people as a
said that
whole,
she had you had her until you said Percocet.
Tell them so.
and black people as
Thank
a
you.
whole,
No, I can't tell.
stop letting them know that y'all be triggered by them saying the N-word. Stop letting them people get y'all like that. Cause that's how they gonna get you. They love to
Exactly.
do that. They love to do that. They love to do that. Stop letting them get that.
Cause you ain't finna
As
get under my
soon as
skin by calling me a nigga, and that's what I call myself. Why you can go to hell. That shit ain't gonna work no more.
they know that, and as soon as they don't
That's too
have that
loud.
anymore, that's gonna be the biggest hurt for them. When they can't say that no more and trigger black people, when they say it and black people don't react how they think they're gonna react, they're gonna lose their power. Stop letting them do that, y'all. I
I'm,
understand the history, believe me, but just don't let them. Don't let
I
them do that.
agree with Unbiased. Unbiased said none of y'all ain't gonna understand it until y'all into it. And I believe that shit. That's when y'all will get it. When y'all kids up out of
That's
here,
a
or
fact.
if it happens to y'all, that is when y'all gonna start to get it. That's why them law abiding citizens, and this no shade to the government, but when them lawmakers was getting pewed up at that football field like 7 years ago, I didn't feel no motherfucking sympathy because all the motherfucking parents was on Capitol Hill years before telling you about GUN control, and y'all didn't give no flying fuck. Only thing I hated is that none of y'all got unalive when the pew pew man was at that damn field with y'all. That's the only thing I hate, that none of y'all got unalive.
I
Cause
wonder
then
what
y'all,
happened to that the Metcalf boy daddy statement when he was telling how the boy broke his ribs and shit, his arm and stuff.
who talking about the same Carmelo people?
No, not Carmelo, that Metcalf boy. That
That's
one
the
that was on the live. How he jumped on his damn dad and shit proud to before that
See, they be
even
knowing
happened to him.
the parents be knowing. They be knowing what's
Their
going
daddy did
on.
try to speak up about it. The mama tried to, like the daddy wasn't so much in his life and like she wasn't married to him and everything.
I do that too. My
They left
son
out
still
they
croak.
left out a lot of that when the daddy did try to speak up about it.
Talking about the little boy who just got unalived at the store by the Yang Yangs.
No, the boy that Carmelo unalive, he jumped on his dad, broke his ribs and arm or something.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that boy was in a lot of shit. He bullied his father.
Mm,
And he was bullying the mama too, they say.
probably was. Cause I ain't heard the mama not say nothing about him yet.
No, the mama didn't want to say that, but their dad had started to speak out when it first happened.
Mm-hmm. They be knowing their kids got them problems, just like them Columbine pew pew. How the mama was about
And
to
I
get
hope it eat up
starved.
a lot of them goddamn children that got up on that stand and lied too. It gonna eat up a lot of their ass too. A lot of it gonna change by the time it get ready to be appealed.
All I have to
Good
say is this,
morning,
like I
everybody.
Good
told
morning,
y'all
Miss Smith.
before, or not too long ago, all y'all kids, if y'all talk to y'all children, I know when I talk to mine, my children always want to be like super strong and they want to be super smart and they want to be like in some type of like position of power. And I tell them the only way to do that is to have emotional control, have control over your emotions. You can be a really powerful man and woman to have power over your emotions, have control of your emotions. So what I will say is, and what y'all should tell y'all kids, y'all's future is more valuable than your pride. I promise you it is. Don't make permanent decisions based on a temporary situation, a situation that could have lasted all of 2 minutes and you can walk away from and forget about it tomorrow. Don't make a permanent decision based on that little bitty thing. Learn the law, every last one of them. Learn emotional intelligence. Do some exercises with regarding emotional intelligence. Learn how to walk the fuck away. The strongest person in a room isn't always the loudest person or the toughest person. It's often the person who can stay calm when everybody else is losing control. Because I'm going to tell you about messy talk. I pick with certain people on here because, bitch, I know I can get you because I know how weak you are. It's some people on here that pays me nothing. No, never mind. I can't stand them. Not because I think they're weak, not because they won't argue with me, because they're smarter than me. They have so much control. That's a lot of self-control. Now, some of them I see they eventually snap. Bitch, somebody break them. But there's some on here that's like, bitch, please. You know what I mean? But you know them ones that you can get to screaming and yelling, that vein popping out of their fucking head. They're spitting at the phone, etc. You know them ones, some crash dummies. I call them crash outs, crash dummies. Like, you know how bad I look down on bitches like that I get like that? Bitch, I won. I'm going on about my day. You're still mad. You on live for 6 additional hours, screaming at your phone. You'll never meet me. You'll never touch me. You never met me. I can give a fuck about you. I ain't missing no meal, no sleep behind you. And you're doing all of this. You're doing it in front of your kids. You walking out your job to get your point across. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a whole lot of shit. You damn near finna catch a charge. You doing a lot of shit. And I don't give a damn. I'm somewhere not giving a fuck. Glad that I got you mad. You know what I'm saying? So just teach your kids to have emotional intelligence. That's a loser.
I think that's
I'm a
why a lot
loser
of
too
kids.
sometimes. I'm a loser too sometimes. Don't be a loser, you know?
You should
You
Y'all
tell the
gotta
can,
truth
teach them
though.
emotional
y'all can,
intelligence.
y'all can say what y'all want to say, and I feel what y'all saying. But as black, especially the young black men, they gonna get picked upon, whether it's from other men's that just jealous of them, or it's the law. So that they gonna get picked on. All I tell y'all, have y'all
You have to teach
motherfucking
them that
bread.
though.
Have your motherfucking bread right, because when your child go in front of that, don't never take a point of turning in no motherfucking
We see
courtroom.
having the bread ain't the problem here. How much money was raised for Carmelo? How much money was raised for Trayvon
They
Martin?
froze
The
that
bread don't
They
matter.
chose the wrong lawyer, because look, it was a lawyer
It don't
came
matter
on
what
here.
lawyer they had.
It was no, it ain't. That's not true,
All
baby. That's
right.
not true.
Keep thinking that
If
if you want to.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's not true. You got to have the right motherfucker for the right motherfucker who know how to fight. And the lawyer came on here. It's a lawyer that came on here. He said that his fucking lawyer was trash. And he said he believed that fucking lawyer was on the other fucking team. And he was saying that in the state of Texas, that shit can be retried and he can flip that shit. And he was saying that if motherfuckers would just come to him and he trying to get in touch with their family, he said that he can flip that shit and he can get that shit changed, because Texas is the only state that will let him go back
Who
and
was that?
retry
That
that
white
shit.
man? I think I seen a
Yep.
video this
Yep.
morning.
Yep.
Hey, HB.
You got to bring the right motherfucker in there. You bring the right motherfucker in there. I don't give a fuck what your child done. They ass gonna walk.
Can I say something before I have to go to
Yes.
this meeting? What I want to say is that what you said, which is the stuff you say on HB, is true, but until you in it, you won't understand. My son faced racism in middle school. I went to school several times. My son have emotional intelligence and emotional regulation. He faced racism in middle school. I went to school several times. I'm that mom, and I keep a record. Until one day he snapped. He snapped and he tore that girl up. He went to the principal. He went to the vice principal. He's not that kind of child. When they showed me the video of how he beat that girl up, I was shocked myself because I'm like, that's not my son.
Yeah.
He snapped. He went to. He did everything he can. And then they tried to arrest him. So then a cop called me at nighttime. He said, I'm not going to arrest him and I'm not going to press charges. He said, because we looked at the video, he did everything he was supposed to until he snapped. So until you in it, you can't say that. And we live in a state where it's predominantly white. I live in Virginia, and our neighborhood's predominantly white. The school is predominantly white.
And let me say this right here to
I
Psalm
keep a
1,
lawyer. I keep
2.
a lawyer on deck for my kids.
Let me say this to Psalm 1, 2, you and me. And you know that right there ain't nothing but straight facts. Okay, because his father was friends with the motherfucking judge. That's another reason for me to take that shit back with me a motherfucking lawyer and say, look here, my son need a new fucking case with a new fucking judge, because the the boyfriend dad was friend with the fucking judge.
He would have
You
had.
can
He would have
look,
had a
let me
record.
tell y'all something. If one motherfucking thing about it, I know this shit. I know how this system and shit work. Ain't no motherfucking way they can't go back in there and they can flip this shit. You just got to have that money. I tell anybody, I don't give a fuck what you go to jail on, what the charge is. You never walk in that bitch without you a real motherfucking lawyer that you trust. And everybody need a family lawyer. I got a family lawyer on speed dial. I pay this motherfucker every month. Ain't now one of my kids gonna go down for a fuck thing because I got a motherfucking beast on our side. Period. Point blank. You can't go in there with just grabbing anybody. You got to do your fucking research just like you do your research on any motherfucking thing. Just don't grab the first motherfucker and say,
So
I'll
I
take
will
it.
say this, Nat. I don't think that that's smart because, like, listen, it's smart to have counsel, right? But to say and believe that my kids ain't going down for a fuck thing because I have an amazing lawyer on speed dial, I don't give a fuck what lawyer we have. There is laws in place, and it's only but so much that a lawyer can do in regards to these laws that are in place. That's why I say it's important to educate your kids and your loved ones on what those laws are and make sure that they are within them at all times. And when they are without them, make sure that they're in a situation that they can find a way to be justified or something like that. A lawyer can only better a situation as best they can, put up a fight for you. But the laws are the laws. So you can't say they don't go down for a fuck thing. They can go down for many things. Things that
But
ain't even got nothing to do with them.
they won't be getting no
But
maximum. They won't be getting no maximum. They'll be getting the same thing that these white children's getting. Probation for
no,
fucking murder.
they
Probation for
won't. But they
drugs.
won't.
Jeanette, you got to think about it. You said you have a family lawyer. Family lawyers don't really go into court and fight criminal charges.
Baby,
They
listen.
don't.
Listen.
They will refer you out.
Listen. I
Criminal
have a
defense.
criminal law. I have a criminal lawyer that will fight any motherfucking thing. Don't tell me what I have, man. Only speak
I
on
thought you
what the
said
hell
you had a
you got.
family lawyer.
When I say
Probably need to
family
remove
lawyer,
them around y'all. It sounds like a lot of criminal
when
stuff
I
going
say
on up
family
there.
lawyer, I mean I got one that will handle my whole damn family. That's what the fuck I'm saying.
Well, I
Even
just
right
want to
now,
come
hold
up
on,
here. I
guys.
just want to.
There's no emotional control. Even right now, Ned, she just misunderstood you, right? Because you did say family lawyer, so she was thinking, oh, family, not criminal. That was just a simple misunderstanding, right?
No, I'm not mad at that. She said, sweetheart, I'm not mad at that.
Right. So, but you went off on her
by the way,
because of a misunderstanding. Right now, there's no emotional control. None.
It's my troll
How you doing,
Control out
Glock?
the door.
I'm doing all right. I just wanted to get up here and say this. I had an incident. My 14-year-old grandson goes to a predominantly white school. Little girl threw a book bag. Her backpack and hit him in the face. Nothing was done. But when he picked that damn backpack up and threw it back and it hit her, he had a bigger scar than she did. So when they called me, they got her in there. They're talking to her. They have the parents in the school. Nobody called me and invited me there. So I'm fighting for him through the phone, through a conference. And all I said was, I can't hear everybody. The school resource officer was like, ma'am, first of all, I could cuff his little ass up and put him in the car. I said, well, if that's what you need to do, you go ahead on and do it. And I'll be down at the courthouse. These kids don't get the same respect. You raise your kids, they raise their kids one way, and we raise ours another one. That's just the bottom line. I see it all the time in this damn fucking subdivision that I'm in. These kids will come walking on my fucking lawn, but let me say something to them.
Yep.
It's a fight. I teach these kids around here. When y'all go out the front door or walking down the street, don't step on people's grass. Y'all know how I am about mine. Don't walk on my damn grass. When your little friends out there, don't walk on my grass. I pay a lot of money to keep this fucking yard together because I don't want to incur that $500 fine every month. You try to go talk to these parents, you can't. They looking at you like you a piece of shit. So yeah, we're all angry, but we got to factor in, if you have sons, my son is gone, but I have grandsons. I got to prepare them for this fucked up world they in. I gotta prepare them for it, and that's sad. I shouldn't have to say, son, you can't really be around them because if something go down, they're gonna pick your black ass and not them. It's sad. And it's time for us to start fucking fighting back. And HB, you know what Florida looked like for us. This motherfucker is crazy. When that verdict was read yesterday, I heard so many gunshots out here, I thought it was the 4th of July. I know y'all fucking lying. But this is the time we living in. And it's sad. I never thought that I would be living like my
Big
damn
Green
parents.
guy here bragging about they got off on some shit they did. Cause they dad is a Mason and the damn judge is a Mason. Damn.
Yeah, that's another
I was just
thing,
gonna
honey.
make that point, you guys. It's not always what you know, it's who you know. And sometimes you gotta get in the paint with politicians. You gotta go to council meetings in your neighborhood. My little brother he went to boarding school, right? And boarding school is with the YT people. And when I say it's majority YT, and he had a situation. Jesse Jackson.
I know you end up here perming your damn beard and shit.
My mom had enough reach to get to Jesse Jackson, and then people stood down. It's not what you know, it's who you know. When you know that a system is designed to be against you, to push against it, it's not going to work. You got to be smarter than what them setting you up to fail. So
Some people don't have
my
that
parents
reach,
always
baby.
told us, stand down, call us. Stand down,
Yep.
call us. And that's what we live by. My parents got us out of
And that's
some
all
shit.
I've been up here saying the whole time, but I've been saying it with a lot of words. But tell your children what Pretty Jilly just said. Her parents told her, stand down, call us. That's it. And let me tell y'all something else. Watch how y'all act in front of y'all kids. Watch how y'all act in front of y'all kids. The way I cut up on here and all that, my kids be shocked when they hear that I cut up like that on live. They don't see me being capable because I don't do it in front of them. You would never display the same behaviors that I display because you don't know what behaviors that I display. You don't know. You don't see me losing control in front of you with nobody, not even damn road rage. I teach them patience. How can I be teaching you patience and all that shit? And I ain't got it. I ain't displaying it. A lot of y'all kids be at school mimicking y'all. I ain't gonna even lie. Cause you be asking yourself,
I can't say
these
that
children
because
cuss
I don't
better
know
than us
where
and
the fuck I
everything.
come from. My mom or dad ain't then like
And
I
that's
don't,
true
you
too,
know.
Brenda, because sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with your upbringing. Because my kids cuss like a sailor, and I be like, I don't even be cussing around y'all. They just, but the influence at school too. So you can raise your kids perfect. They still ain't around you 24/7. The influence at school and the influence on the internet. You know what I mean? On the internet.
When I
So
think
the
back
shit
and
that's
I
in our
get, I'm talking about my mama would rather sit down and talk to the parent. Girl, sometimes I used to be so goddamn embarrassed. Like, what? Why y'all motherfucking hard at?
you see Brenda's mom, and then Brenda's is absolutely ghetto as fuck. And then you see Brenda.
Well, shit, it's the damn truth. I be here.
To also
But you
be
know, you can't do that
very
no more now, cause
respectful and too, and she know how to back the fuck up too and get the fuck on.
Yeah, I know how to.
She
I
all
pick my
about peace
battles
too.
wisely now.
That's
but
right,
you can't talk to
baby.
other kids' parents no more now, cause
Show
nowadays the
can't,
parents
girl.
be, you can't tell me nothing about my child. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing about my child. Don't say nothing to my.
Yep, that's true
So
They
too.
don't do parent-to-parent conference no more either. They don't do that no more either in the schools. They don't call
Do
the
y'all
both
know who
parents
the
to the school
parents are
either.
now? The parents is
Us,
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 bitch. We
us,
childish
Hey,
still.
look at
What
who
the hell?
us.
We
parents
ain't.
are.
We still
Ridiculous.
childish. Even when we be getting our kids in check, I be off the phone like, ooh, bitch, I just ate that up. You know, like we the parents now. The millennials are the parents. What do you expect? Like, what do you expect? The
I
kids more
told you,
mature
no
than we
dog was
are.
bested. Look on down there. No.
We slow.
I just don't like when you guys when some people want to be like, oh, why y'all black people be moving to white neighborhoods? It's not we moving it because it's a white neighborhood. We moving it because of the price of the house. We moved it because we like the damn house. It ain't got nothing to do with the white neighborhood. We want our kids to go there because, to be honest, the neighborhood I live in right now, I didn't know that was predominantly white neighborhood. I just liked the house that we bought. So, and I didn't know school was predominantly white. My son was the only black kid in the school.
Yeah, you
Girl,
can't
you
do
know,
it. And
you
some of the
know some
best
damn
schools
black
be
mama.
them A schools and them B schools. It be predominantly white kids. I'm not gonna put my kid in no D or F school just because that's the kids that look like him in there. No, fuck that shit. You turn yourself up
Unbiased
to a
do that
good
with some
school.
damn white schools. Unbiased, you knew that with some damn white
No, I did
schools.
not.
You
Right, I did
you
not know it
can't
was
you
a white
can't worry
school.
about why we think what we think of somebody that ain't doing what you doing for your kids in your neighborhood in your house. They not buying the same house you buy. They ain't putting their kids in the same. You got to stop worrying about why somebody worried about how you moving for your family and your peace and your children.
That's
Who
right now. I'm
cares?
with you when you're right,
Who
Brenda.
I'm not worried
cares
about that.
what
I'm just
they
saying that
think?
people need to stop
They
commenting
they
that. They need to
they
stop commenting
them
that. They
gonna
always
have
saying,
you
oh,
stuck. You see what I'm
I'm,
saying? They gonna have you stuck. When let me tell you something. The most uncomfortable thing. I stay in a building. I infiltrate YT spaces. They don't infiltrate mine. I infiltrate them. I eat where they eat. I live where they live. I go where they go. And I can probably me and my friends might be the only few black people in their space. That makes them uncomfortable. We not uncomfortable. You are though. You see what I'm saying? You gotta
Yeah.
flip the script. We not uncomfortable. We used to this. We do this. We've been doing it for a long time now. Get to the place and space where you're not uncomfortable in their spaces, but they get uncomfortable when you go to their golf courses.
True.
They get uncomfortable when you go to their country clubs. They get uncomfortable when you paying a $300 gym membership to go to the same gym they go to. They get uncomfortable when they got the same concierge and doorman that you got. They get uncomfortable when that black man pulling up in the same Rolls Royce that they pulling up in.
There we
You
go.
have to learn how to get around the system. Stop worrying about they, them, their, who, what. If you want to better yourself, stop worrying about what somebody else thinks. Who cares?
That's
I wish
right,
I
man.
would care.
at the end of the day, until y'all face racism, then you want understand what it feels like to go through racism. I went
I
through
faced it
racism.
plenty of
I went
times.
through
Plenty of
racism in the
times.
military with the green suit on. I faced racism several
Jesus.
times. My kids face racism. So until you in it,
I faced it
then
plenty of
until
times.
you
I
in
just
it, you
know
gonna
how to
understand
rise
what it is
above
to be
it.
racist. Go through racism. That's all I gotta
I
say.
face it though, unbiased. I just know how to. I've just been taught how to rise above it.
I'm
I've
talking
been
about.
taught
I'm
how
not
to
talking
stand
about you,
down
Jilly.
and.
Every time I say something you think it's towards you, it's not towards you. I'm saying me. I was in the army uniform. platform facing racism in a country that I serve. Imagine going through that. That's it. That's all. Y'all have a good day.
Have a good day,
Have a good
unbiased.
day, unbiased.
Have a
Sound
good
like you was being
Bias.
biased, though. Sound like you was being biased, baby. Like, have a
Yeah, I
good
mean, I
day.
feel like we
day.
all face racism, and maybe she wasn't talking to me, but I was talking to her, kinda. We all face, like, just don't think that you haven't faced it. It's just how you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is, put yourself in a position to win, so that you don't react. And when you are in the military, they teach you some of the most, valuable ways how to restrain yourself, right? And so I have a cousin in the Navy. I have a cousin in the Air Force. They are some of the most diligent, restrained men that I know to this day, and they know how to act.
Oh, Bryce
You
is up
It's
know,
here. You
nothing
in
so
sexier than the
Beijing.
disciplined man.
Mhm.
a
But Unbiased
disciplined
said that's
man
not
is a
true. And I
great
gotta
thing.
agree with Unbiased on that. There's a lot of people in the military. I find them to be a whole lot less disciplined and restrained than the average
Yeah.
people that I know. And they should be
They've lost their
justified
mind.
based
That's
on their
true.
mental health. Yeah, they be the last one to play with. I don't fucking play with them, especially Marines.
God.
Really?
But y'all, we
Ooh,
gonna
you right
ignore
about
this.
that?
We
Because
gonna
baby girl
ignore
That's
was a
Bryce
true.
up here with
Marine.
the damn Beijing.
I done put on his whole face on it. The beard, the hair.
You gotta get black, baby. It's home starting to get too many gray streams, you know.
Do your
Bryce, the
thing,
girls,
bro. Do
Bryce,
your
the girls
thing.
like that damn gray and all
I
solid.
know it ain't that old yet, though. I'm gonna rock it when I get
And if you
60.
decide to be with somebody in the military, you have to give grace. You have to understand what you're signing up for.
That's
They don't
true.
have time for you. Shit done blew up right next to them. You think you finna be in the house sneezing too loud? Oh no, girl. Now he finna body slam you, girl. Because why would you sneeze so loud, girl? He don't know who that is.
Oh wait, Bryce,
You can't be playing too much.
you see the AI done put up a warning for you.
Why?
Girl,
What I
yeah.
do?
Because we
You
talking
see
about
the
this.
Man, you perming your
Huh?
bitch. That's dangerous.
Oh, let me turn my camera
it,
on.
it say the actions in
They
this
ain't put
live.
that. They ain't put that up there for that. They put it up due to this conversation being held.
Mm-hmm. That's
My
all
people
it
not
is.
trying to say her husband been in the Navy 11 years and this got her weak. Girl, they don't play. They don't have time. They don't play. They do not got time to play. Do not be playing.
A lot of them are super disciplined. Some of them have lost their mind, but when it comes to discipline, a lot of them are disciplined. Like they're super, like they strict. Maybe once they lose their mind, they not as this they lose it. But a lot of them are strict. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying from my boy cousins that are in the service, they're good young men. I don't know. Both of them made officers before 37. Like I don't know. They're good. I don't know.
Thank God for the men in
They're
my
all not
family.
the
They
same too
good.
because a lot of them have different roles in the military. I
Yes,
know
for
some people
sure.
go through basic training and be fucked up. So everybody
Mm-hmm.
have different roles, especially
And
these
what
women.
they
They go through a lot in
experience.
the military. Yeah, what they experience. So how long they were in there. I always show respect. I always give grace to Nina B. The one yesterday, I'm gonna always fight for her. She's served 20 years now, about to
Mm-hmm.
retire. She ain't going there and take the cheat route, figure out a way to act crazy, get 100% disabled and get out of there. No, she
Shout
really
out to
dedicated.
Nina.
So that's why every time a bitch picking, I'm on their ass about her. So everybody experience isn't the same in the military. Good thing that your people, they did good. They're doing good. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm doing 2 of the orange meat watermelons. You out of them? They are so good. Okay, let me do a red one.
Did you get Bryce one?
Hey, yeah, don't forget my Heartbreaker.
Thank you,
So
Bryce.
y'all be getting the watermelons from
This little thank you,
the
nice
people
guy.
that be selling, they growing and selling them on the corner of the street.
Bryce,
I'm
I
still
paid
trying to find
half
out
your
about her.
watermelons for every day this week. Did you even thank me?
Thank you, Black
Did you
Bear.
get one,
I
Bryce?
sent
Yeah,
half.
I got it back. I got it from him live. I mean, yes.